Hi, my name is Lindsay, and I'm going to talk about how school and working hard can affect our personal relationships and some sort of ways that we can take time to attend to close personal relationships. One thing I can definitely admit is that I spend a lot more time attending to my work than nurturing my close personal relationships, and that's something I definitely need to work on. And I feel like that's a common problem among many people, maybe even yourself. And I feel like it comes from this common sort of societal expectation that we're always working harder, that we're always striving to achieve better, that we're going to top the last guy, that um, that we're going to be that standout worker or student that goes above and beyond, which to a certain extent is good, but it can cause a lot of unnecessary stress sometimes. Um, but if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. We're driven by this fear because there can be a lot of long-term consequences, such as not finding a job, not functioning in society, not being able to pay our bills, and if you're in school, suffering from the judgment of your professors, not getting good grades. Um, and then since we're always being told you need to be better, you need to be better, there's this sort of personal dissatisfaction if we fail. So it's planted into our heads that we need to keep doing this. But one thing we need to keep in mind is that if we don't make time for ourselves and for other people, we're bound to overwork ourselves eventually and have some negative personal consequences. And a lot of times we need to accept it when people are trying to become close with us, because a lot of times we're just overworking ourselves so much that we're not allowing them to be close to us because we're not making time for them. And that's a big problem in this society. Um, so some ways that I sort of get around this problem when I'm really busy, when I don't necessarily have time to hang out with people, is I like to have a lot of intellectual discussions with friends over lunch, over phone, texting, if I have no other way of hanging out with them. I stay related through them through discussing some of our differences in education, some different experiences, because it's a way to stay connected with humanity. For example, I have some friends from a variety of different majors. I have a friend who's an English major who will tell me about cool books that she's read. Um, I have friends who are philosophy majors. I have friends who are neuroscience majors who will tell me some really cool information about the brain, stuff that I find really interesting that I maybe wouldn't have necessarily had time to look into otherwise. So that's the way I stay connected with them. I'll share information about music therapy. I'll be like, hey, I just read this really cool article about how music affects the brain. I thought maybe you'd find it interesting. So that's some quick ways that I get around maybe times when I'm too busy to hang out with people. I also like to call up my friends and talk to them about um, some cool things that I've learned, and they share with me some of their areas of expertise. So that's something that people can do to stay connected, and it's helped me to kind of maintain my relationships in some times of stress. Now, there are always going to be those times when relationships fluctuate, and sometimes, uh, you'll feel closer to certain people or feel distance from some people, and that's only natural. But we can take steps to um, acknowledge our needs and to make time for other people. So maybe we can take a break from our homework and watch a funny TV show with a friend, or take a walk with a friend, um, just different things like that. And then on a weekend, maybe allow ourselves to indulge a couple hours to watch a movie or do something to give ourselves that time for stress release, because we deserve it. And it's been proven that people who have a strong foundation of close relationships actually do better in school and in the workplace because it increases our work productivity and satisfaction because we get a sense of confidence from our relationships that helps us to concentrate more in working situations and increases the sort of happy hormone that helps our brains to function better. Um, so keep in mind that though it is good to stay focused on your studies and work and whatever you have to do, please make time for close personal friendships because in the long run, if you don't, you'll have long-term personal sort of consequences such as a feeling of emptiness or feeling like you're missing out on humanity and being connected. And that's so important to staying happy. So try to balance work and relationships and everything will be great. That's it. Thank you.